a beautiful place to be pulled out at English Harbour, as was Nelson. It's nice and quiet, and it's a good time to be pulled out of the water because there are so many boats out of the water, and we're still technically in hurricane season, so nobody wants to go back in the water just yet. So they've got plenty of time to look after us. Good morning everyone from Antigua. Today is a fun day, special day, cool day, stressful day, because we are getting our boat pulled out of the water. Not in the conventional manner with a trailer lift in stirrups and straps. This is getting pulled out on what looks like an archaic train track with a stainless, well, big iron. Have a look for yourself. So they've told me my job is to bring the boat around here, angle it onto these rails, then we're going to send a diver down, and a diver's going to coordinate how we rest our keel onto blocks of wood, and then they're literally going to just drag us out, which will be a completely new experience for Recipe. I hope this is a recipe for success.
That's going to pull us out of the water.
I'm not really sure how it's going to work, do you? I mean, I've never seen a crane like this before. All the rest of them are on kind of like pulleys and wheels like they were in Rome. This one's a little bit weird, isn't it? And it looks like we're not going to be flat horizontal. It looks like we're going to be on an angle, leaning back all the time, which is a bit unusual. Don't know how that's going to work with all the washing and water, etc. The boat is officially Baghdad. A bomb has gone off, and we're getting everything ready. This is not how we like our boat. Very stressful having this. Go on, girls.
Roll it down.
So I am officially the cameraman, and these are the workers.
Doing nothing and complaining that we're all sweaty.
Good girls. That's what we have quality crew for.
Baby, I wanna.
So we're offloading the copper coat. Copper Coat UK supplied us with all the copper coat. Thank you very much, Jason. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's how we roll. Some grumpy faces here. Look at that catch. You got a grumpy face? Wee. Just because the camera's on you. Wee. Okay, I'm on the boat and we're ready to go. So good. The guys are getting the ropes nice and tidy. It's all looking sweet. Luckily the wind has died a little bit, which is great.
This copper coat is 8 years old and it's done a pretty good job. There's no barnacles. It's a little crab we've got living in here.
So, are we doing the right thing by covering it again?
I have no idea, I don't know, but I think some people would say that we don't need to do it just yet. But
Let's just sand it. At the same time, it doesn't mean, it means I don't need to take the boat out for another few years because, I mean, if you look at it, the copper coat's done a great deal. This is just tiny little insects, and a scrub with a cloth would break that off dead easy. Wouldn't it? Just getting all the crappy barnacles off. Well, I have to say, I've got to say, after 8 years, the copper coat is still bloody good. If you haven't got a copper coat, I recommend it. There's plenty of people out there who say it's not good, but the product works. The only issue is, if you don't put it on properly, it's a nightmare. I mean, look at Sailing or SV Britican. They do an awesome video on the trials and tribulations of copper coat. Check it out, it's brilliant. Meanwhile, the guys wasted no time sanding back some of the old copper to expose the new, ready for the new application of my copper coat. Great time to inspect my propellers, get them all polished up, add a few more knots to my boat speed, and of course strip back my transom lift and respray, ready to go back in the water. So needless to say, we have got ourselves a little Airbnb because we're out of the water and of course we can't stay on the boat. So we are only 2 minutes drive away from the boat, and I might even get a bit of exercise and run to the boat there and back. We'll see. But up until then, I'll give you a little show round.
just been doing laundry. It's lovely. We have a really nice big oven and I've just marinated some pork. So we're going to have a barbie today because it's a national holiday in Antigua for their independence. And all the beaches are closed and we're going to have our own little chill round our little pool. We've got it all going on here. It's beautiful.
So are we going to get kicked out? I mean, some people at home might be thinking, okay, we got kicked out the last place. What about this place?
Well, one of the major reasons why we were chucked out the last place was because of Biscuit. Even though they'd said we were allowed a dog, the neighbours complained about us having a dog, and actually animals weren't allowed on site of where we were before. It wasn't just partying and being crazy. But Biscuit, the owners live just down there and we know them quite well, and Biscuit has been okayed.
Vicky!
Hot dog.
So this is our lunch?
Yeah, and a huge salad.
Cool. Hi guys. How's the pool?
Really nice.
Is it c'est froid or c'est chaud?
Oh, it needs to be nice and relaxing and chilly actually, because it's so hot today.
Go on then, Em. So what we're going to do, double back triple somersault with a twist and a slice of lime.
It's not very deep.
Shh, she doesn't know that. Go on then, do a slice of lime, whatever that looks like.
Can't jump me now, can you?
Ah, come on. Okay, it is 7:45 in the morning and I'm getting in my car as if I'm going to work. It's quite strange actually, because normally I'm in the boat and then we kind of chill out and do some work today, or we do local jobs and then we have fun. But at the moment, this week is all about work, which I love getting stuck into. So it feels a bit crazy getting into the car at 7:45 in the morning, off to the boatyard to put some good old sweat and tears and blood into the boat. So today's going to be about cleaning the bilges, It's going to be about cleaning all the lockers out and flush the loos. Oh, we're going to need to flush the loos because we're on the hard, and it means we can get rid of all the bacteria from all the loos to stop the stench. What a great job. Yummy. What else we're doing today? We are going to be finishing off my sanding of my bow seats with my new resin to see how that worked out, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, we're on day one really of the work begins. We have got our hulls sanded so they look really orange and rusty. What I'm doing now is I'm fitting a scuba tank rack to the back of the boat. Boat's looking a bit of a mess, all full of sawdust, bits, sand, pieces, all you name it. It's full of it. So I'll show you what I've been doing. Other part we've been doing here, boat works. I wanted to get this, you can see how much we're on a slant here. The water's all a bit cockeyed. So I've sanded this now. I've taken it right back to the teak, and I'm going to try and resin this, varnish this to get it all nice and shiny like glass. I'm not very good at resin, but I'll give it a go. Basically, the end finishes, I want it to look like, well, like a mirror basically. And these are the bow seats. So I've sanded them right down, and they'll be ready to go back on the boat. This is where YouTube channels really come in handy. I've got no experience in this kind of quality of resin woodwork. All I've been doing is just looking at videos, 4 or 5 videos of them, and just kind of following their rules and having a bit of fun with it. It's turned out okay. Now what I do is I just tidy up all the edges, stop any drips. It's a bit difficult because the boat is on a slant. It's on about a 12-degree slant. So I've just got to counter-attack that by putting something underneath to keep it nice and flat. But so far I think that's quite a good job. Not too many air bubbles in there. See my face, which is good. All dried and put back on, ready to sit in the sunshine. It looks sparkly. So this is the first coat of primer going on. So I'm going to attempt to service the propellers, which I've never really done before. I'm going to be taking off all of these to get into the teeth. You can see how the teeth are all filled with shells, barnacles, and I'm going to get rid of this anti-foul and get it back to the bronze. Let's see how we get on. Thanks again for watching, guys. Join us next week where we have part 2 of the haul out. We have some really bad luck and things start to go from worse to bad to just horrendous. Join us next week. Don't forget to subscribe.